This is a Podfire production.
It's the highest of standards, on the peak we have landed. It's not silver, it's not gold, you want the best, take advantage. Go platinum. You know you wanna do it. Go platinum, you know you wanna do it. Go platinum.
Welcome to everyone out there to the Platinum Standard Grading Podcast, a weekly time we get together. We've got one new face in here, but we normally get together on a Thursday at 1:30 Queensland time and talk some sport, some cards.
Get a ringer in.
Get a what? What?
Ringer in.
Ringer in. Yeah, we got a ringer in. So let's just introduce. To my left, to your right, is the one and only Pugz, who is normally here with us and normally in that exact same seat. But we have got a ring in this week, and we might even get him again next week for a variety of different reasons.
I could be busy.
We've got one of the other OG. See what I've learned?
Oh God,
OG, yeah,
he's proficient.
Stepping up.
He's proficient now
in talking in acronyms. One of the OGs, Stash.
What does it stand for?
Well, James Lewis, who is another one of our graders here, who was here from the start.
Robert Verhoeve. There you go. We got a.
That's right. I'm Robert Verhoeve.
It's Mr. Over.
Mr. Hova.
Yeah, just in
Call
case.
Mr. Hova.
Hey, there's a good song.
It is.
You reckon you could do one of those in a rap?
Shaggy.
Should it get to number 2?
Shaggy.
It wasn't him.
It wasn't me. So
Picture this.
let's just bring it back for a second because we all know what's going to be happening at about now. We've got a few people on. Who have we got on there?
Sun's card collector.
That's Liam.
Bunts 1981. Hey, what's up, Liam? No, it's not Liam.
Stacey.
Liam Stacey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other Liam.
The good
My
Liam.
bad. How do you see all of them? Wait, let me-
Maybe that's
and then it
because
just
it's
says 5 others. So if you're part of the others, done.
welcome along.
Hi, others.
So yeah, we do have a different lineup this week, don't we, Pugs? We've literally had to drag Stash in.
We did actually.
But he's here, and once he gets in here, he does fire up.
He lights up.
At the same time, if I sat on the floor, you probably couldn't have dragged me.
I reckon we could have.
Yeah, crickets with that one because I have nothing. It's probably factual. But we've dragged him in here because Brett is off celebrating his brother's wedding, I think it is.
Hey.
Yeah, so happy wedding.
Yeah.
Enjoy celebrating your brother's wedding, Brett.
Shout out to my wife, Jen, 25 years. So it does
How did
happen.
she do it?
I don't know. Anyway,
How does she still do it?
it's a question she gets asked over.
She's a very patient lady.
Very patient lady. And Chris, how do we describe Chris's absence today?
Grumpelstiltskin.
Grumpelstiltskin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets a bit grumpy. He doesn't like talking, he said. So
Well, I'm still waiting for Marianne to join us.
yeah, Marianne will
Because we
be on
have to
soon.
say Billy's mum.
Mint Collectibles, that's Zach, he's online.
80 cards.
G'day to those guys. So, pardon me. I wanted to start, because I'm going to mute myself in a second. I'm just trying to work out what number I am. We're going to start because what's happening in the next couple of weeks?
Well, the NBA is going to keep going on, and we might be there watching some of the games. You know.
So you guys are both heading off next Friday?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So we will have you next Thursday?
Yes, sir.
And we'll drag you in, won't we?
We'll be
we'll
and
drag
we'll be
you in.
like hella excited.
Very excited.
About to get on a plane.
Big aeroplane too.
I believe so.
It will be.
Mm.
And Stash, it's not your first rodeo, is it?
No.
How many
This will be
times
like
you been
the
over there?
fourth. This will be my fourth visit.
Fourth visit to the States, and Stash going for his first. I've been there.
Stash on Pugs.
Yeah.
Pugs,
Yeah.
I get it wrong all the time.
I've been to
That's
Hawaii.
number one. Let's keep a count
I've
going.
been to
people.
Hawaii, but that really doesn't count. It's
Well, it
one of the
does.
50 states, but it's not America.
It does count, of course
Well,
it counts.
it doesn't have a basketball team, and that's his big thing.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's a really good
I went
point.
over there and played basketball there, like street ball and stuff, but
Yep.
didn't.
Enjoy it?
Oh yeah, it was mad.
Yeah. So
I hit a three-quarter court shot, and everyone's just like, "What on earth?"
what's the
That's
little
great.
bloke from Australia doing
Yeah.
there? I was been saying.
It was good.
That's cool. But so 4 trips.
Hey, we got Spargo on. What's up, brother?
4 trips. We got one kind of a mini trip over here, but Stash. And that pause was because I was trying to remember which one was Stash and which one was Pugs. I
That's
get
number
just
2.
Firstly, I just want to clear the air on this. I've known these two guys for probably 6 or 7 years, and when you see, especially early on, when you saw one, you saw the other. When you saw the other, you saw the first one, and they were always introduced. Here's Pugs and Stash. So
We're not going to say you're wrong.
It just confuses me sometimes.
That's like whenever I see you and
Pete?
and Pete, I think you're the same guy too.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're about the same weight. Poor Pete. He's just had a heart attack there, just even thinking that I was compared to him because
I know, I was joking.
he's a half a man there. But yeah, so you've been over before. What are you looking forward to the most?
Right now,
Staying with me for 3 weeks.
yeah,
are you
he said
sharing
the
a room?
most.
Well, I'm ADHD, man,
Yeah.
so like he's gonna have mad fun.
Are you sharing a room?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'm taking noise
I believe
cancelling
so.
earbuds. So I
and I
can
don't
just
sleep.
tune him off. He doesn't sleep.
I go to
None
bed
of
at like 2 a.m. and wake up
Yeah.
at 5:36. So
I shared a room with him one night when we went down to Hobby Hangout, and apart
3
from
weeks.
apart from the fact that he kept readjusting this little Lego figure that he called Little Stash, it was actually all right. You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
No, we've done the
We've
Sydney
travelled
Hobby
before.
Hangout
Yeah.
That's
trip
right.
before and everything.
in a room where we could hold hands, the beds were that close.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, back
We
to what you're looking
definitely
forward to.
didn't hold
We didn't
hands,
do it,
so we
though.
can clarify.
Let us go back one step. What are we looking forward to when we
Sorry.
go to
Oh,
the
it's always
Squirrel.
NBA.
the NBA?
Yeah, always NBA.
So, without making everyone completely jealous, just a couple of the games that you're going to? Maybe the ones you're really looking forward to?
My number one's got to be Boston, Miami, and Boston.
Well, here's one I prepared earlier. Look, I've actually got the actual.
Oh my god.
I took screenshots and put it all into notes.
into one
Yeah. So
notes. Okay, so Boston. Let me look at this because I'll pick out the favourite games for me that I want pictures from.
there's no Utah. Sorry.
There's no Utah.
No.
That's okay.
I would
wow.
want to see them this year though.
Utah are actually going amazing.
No,
man.
no.
Congrats you, mate.
Although
Good
they
work.
started the tank.
We've
now.
started it. We've lost 3 in a row, and I'm happy.
I think it's 4 in a row.
No,
now.
4 in a row. Yes.
No, they lost 2, 1-1, and then they lost
yeah,
another.
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, so they're 10-3, I'm pretty sure.
No, 10 and 6 now.
What?
10 and 6.
Oh my goodness.
10
yeah.
and 6. So no, we've lost 3 since the 10 and 3 mark. So we're going well. You guys are going to watch the Bucks versus the Mavs.
Hell
Correct.
yeah.
To me, that's and then you're going to see. Oh, you've seen the Mavs twice. I don't know which one
we
excites
get
me
to see
more.
your boy Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, in
Yeah, I
Cleveland.
know. I just went past that one.
But it's at Madison Square Garden. That's
That's
just-
pretty cool.
That whole atmosphere is going to be incredible.
Yeah, but to see.
And we get to see Giannis at Madison Square as
That's-
well.
Woo,
Yeah.
50 points.
is
Let's
that-
go.
Oh,
I'm calling
you
it.
have two.
Yeah. We get to
he-
see Giannis twice.
There's a term I
And-
like to
and
use,
Luka.
and it's called sucking goats. And you guys both suck goats.
Thanks.
Thanks, man.
That is but surely to see Giannis and
Luca.
Luca
Luka,
on the
yeah.
same court at one time,
That's going to be epic.
Ooh, can't wait.
that is going to be sensational.
That's probably,
Even Luca and Josh Giddey on the same court as well.
I reckon,
Gonna be
Yep.
cool.
Boston, Miami, and Dallas, Milwaukee are probably the 2 biggest games we see.
As a Laker fan, Boston, Miami is probably one of my favorites that I'm actually going to see.
because one of them's going to lose.
I don't reckon.
come
I
on,
reckon
Rob.
Boston will have it, but I just
No, but
that whole atmosphere I
I
think
know.
is going to be incredible.
For a Lakers fan, he just wants to see both teams.
It's all right. We're both in
I just
the
love
East.
Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. So
Yeah.
and Mungus Dumb as we call him, Marcus Smart.
I mean,
What about
Yeah.
Jason Tatum? He was a huge rookie, wasn't he? Like it was him and Donovan Mitchell
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And Lonzo. Lonzo's the guy.
and Lonzo. So where do those three? I mean, Lonzo's obviously injured.
He's been injured for a long time. Yeah.
So let's just go to Donovan and Tatum. Have they? Because the hype around both of those two, have they lived up to that hype?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So why do we sit here now and all we talk about is that next rookie when we've got these guys there and like they seem to drop off the market, I guess, in trading card wise, don't they? And no one talks about
I think I see Tatum stuff everywhere.
it. Yep.
Donovan Mitchell though, yes,
Yeah.
like you can get some of his stuff real cheap.
Is it because he was at Utah or not a sexy team?
Yeah, I'm
It's
guessing
the
Utah.
big market appeal.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, Jason Tatum's had appeal from day dot because he's in a big market in
Celtics.
Boston.
Plus he was
They have religious
Kobe's
following.
understudy.
Yeah.
So.
And so like we then went on to who was next? Trey was before him.
Trey and Luca were the year
Yeah,
after.
18, 19.
Oh, the year after.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So they're both still powering along
Oh, yeah.
in the trading card market.
Yep.
And
Just think about Luca at the moment. It's basically averaging a 30-point triple-double game and he's 23 years old.
it's
Like,
crazy.
let that sink in.
It's crazy. It is actually crazy.
And not just 30 points. We're talking 35 points, 34 points. Like
Well, he's had a couple of 20s now, so that's
Yeah.
why I kept it at 30-point
I mean
triple-double.
average, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What came from Duke as well? Who came from Duke?
Tatum.
Tatum. Yeah. So, like, they're obviously these guys. And then the next year we had, obviously, Jar and Zion. And Zion's obviously coming back now and doing some great things on limited minutes.
Correct.
But Jar, let's be honest.
He's a freak.
He's just absolutely tearing it apart.
For a little guy, like he reminds me of like the switch.
Yeah.
What on earth? I watched it live, and I'm like, Stash, you need to see this. And he's just.
I see, because when I first started working with you guys, whenever I'd hear a Stash, you're going to see this, I'd get excited and jump up. But we hear it so often these days.
Because everything excites me.
Yeah. But no, it was an amazing dunk, wasn't it? And I think long term, I mean, he could be as good as any of those players that we've just talked about.
I tell you what, someone I reckon who's floated under that 18-19 class radar, who's definitely having a killer season so far this year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh yeah,
SGI.
He's absolutely killing it.
He has been playing some real consistent basketball this year too, hasn't he? And that's I guess it's always hard for the young blokes to perform at that level consistently, and that's why Luka's 30 points and almost a triple-double average per game is just so crazy for a 23-year-old when really most players are only coming into the league at 23.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. So
we got, this is from Center Court Collective, does the Morant hand switch dunk rival the Jordan layup?
Not yet.
No, the Jordan one was just a whole lot more sexy.
Yeah.
Just floated. Woof.
But like
the Morant was still just like, oh, shit, he's about to block me.
So this is Center Court Collective. Look, you're dealing with an old bloke here. He's going to have
old blokes.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it for a lot longer for me to consider it to be anything Jordan-esque.
And Jordan was high up in the air as well and just floated it. Oh,
unbelievable. So a few games of basketball. Where's that phone of yours? Give me that phone because that's got everything on it.
Need my face.
Oh yeah. So then we've got some hockey.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Oh, you're back at the Garden for the hockey as well.
Yep, and at Dallas as well, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, look, Dallas, whatever.
I mean,
at the Garden, hockey is massive.
Blues versus Rangers, isn't it? At the Garden.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah, that'll
massive
be a big game.
So then we've got a college basketball game as well.
Yes.
St. John's versus who's LIU?
Long Island.
Long Island Iced Tea.
Yep.
I mean, I may have a couple of those.
You might. So off to a college basketball game as well. So if there's anyone on here...
And there might be a few others like mixed in with the free time that we got. So
what, the free half an hour that you've got?
Yeah, it's a pretty big itinerary.
It's a packed itinerary. If anyone's got any advice for the boys as they go over to the States, I think that just jot it down into the comments. And
the tours through... We've got a little bit of time in Boston, but it's mainly New York and Dallas. So if anyone out there's visited both, especially Dallas before, because New York's kind of got a great itinerary pre-built into it. Yes. Yeah. Dallas is one where I don't think either of us had really, I guess, looked into before. So it'd be interesting just to see if anyone's been there or knows about it. By all means, give us an idea.
Yep,
I've been watching some YouTube videos actually. Like
this will be good.
Things to do in New York, and then I was like, I should check out Dallas. And it was like things to do in Dallas. There's some pretty cool stuff.
The problem with those videos is that it gives you such a wide range of things. You start getting disappointed with the things you can't do.
Yeah.
But Dallas, for me, like, I'm a massive... I actually am not a fan. I'm a student of American politics. I love American politics.
Oh, JFK?
So the JFK stuff down there.
That's part of the itinerary, so I'm looking forward to that.
I think I saw something where you're going on a tour where you actually stand... where you can see the spot where
where the shooter
where Harvey
was
Oswald wasn't.
Where
he was, but he didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff to me is just ridiculous. I mean, the sport's fantastic, but to get the opportunity to do that, and I think 9/11 you're going to as well.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to that. We got BJ on.
BJ's on.
Hey.
Evening campers.
Are we camping?
Yeah.
I mean, we're camping in some chairs.
Your accommodation in Dallas is camping. It's a tent.
Sweet.
Well, that's what he said.
I hope so.
And
we get to shoot a gun.
That is all sorts of danger.
Oh, let's go shooting.
I mean, I've done it before.
Let's go hunting. Is there
in America? They do that at the high schools. I mean, that's
bro. Okay.
I mean, one of them anyway.
That's what I was looking for. Like crickets, I've got no answer for it. Even that one works.
Yeah, I thought that was where we go. Shooting a gun. I don't know where you're going to do that. It must be part of the
go
tours.
on one of the livestock farms or something.
No, they have like these shooting ranges over there.
Yeah, that's Like,
Have you done that
there's
when
a
you were over
paddock
there?
full of.
I haven't done it over there. I've been on shooting ranges in Australia
Yeah.
though, so
Yeah, me
I've
too.
definitely shot some guns before.
So when we went to Vegas with my wife, like she's a maniac, and it's something I've really got to keep in mind. I'm actually morally opposed to guns. I don't see the reason that you need to shoot a gun, so I didn't do it. But that doesn't stop her from wanting to shoot an AK-47 when she went to Vegas. So
I mean, to be fair, I could imagine you with a
Wait.
bazooka.
She shot a what?
AK-47, an assault rifle.
For real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that in
Bro,
States, man.
that's gnarly.
Gnarly. I'll tell you what, the smile on her face when she did it was outstanding. She loved it.
I like Brett. Surprise on the tents. I'm
So-
cool. I'm cool. I'll sleep anywhere, man. It doesn't bother me.
No, it wouldn't. So that's one of the things that we did when we were in Vegas. You're not going to Vegas, though, are you?
No.
It's probably for the best. It's probably for the best. I'll tell you one thing.
One
I'll
day,
give you
one
some
day.
advice, especially to Pugz, because he's our resident musician here too, that if someone comes up to you in the street and offers you a CD and tells you that they're a hip-hop artist, do not accept it.
No, or I'll just give them one of mine.
Mate, that would be gold. That would be absolute gold. Because I got stung on that so many times and was like, oh, shit, I've just accepted it. And then thereafter, I want $30 for this. Mate, $30, it's a 15-cent CD.
Give it back.
No, by that stage, they've signed it with your name on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
I actually, is this on like Times Square?
Times Square.
Oh,
No, it's actually
it's all-
anywhere in the
yeah.
States. I got done
Any
at
major city.
Venice Beach.
Yeah.
Venice Beach. And he's going, you can't give it back. It's got your name on it.
There's
You're
plenty
from
of Robs in
Australia.
the world.
You're from Australia. Do you know the Hilltop Hoods? Not personally, no. So yeah, there's some advice for you.
Hey, Marianne's joined in.
Hey! Woohoo!
Hey, sorry, your son's not
Chris's
here.
mum.
Yeah, Chris's mum's on, and Chris chose not to participate this week. He gets no participation medal, and that's it. But yeah, so don't accept CDs.
Yeah, fair
Pugs.
enough. That's
Okay,
cool.
that's my advice. Have you got any advice for him, Stash?
No,
Haven't
'cause I'll
done it
be there.
before.
Yeah, he'll be guiding me the whole way
Yeah.
anyway.
The other thing is if someone says, hey, would you like to have a free dinner or something like that, avoid, right? Because you say yes, and then they put you into this room, right? And you're like a prisoner.
Have you done this before?
Yes, I
Okay.
have. And they put you in, and they try and sell you timeshare.
Oh, yeah, I've been one. That used to happen in surfers all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
so-
got sucked into one of them once.
Again, this happened to me in Vegas, and we ended up going. We had to meet the next morning, and by the time I realised what had happened, it was like, "Oh, you idiot!" And they sent us into this room, and it was massive. It was like a big dining hall, and there was all these other idiots in there, and they were trying to sell us. And they said $40,000 for this timeshare. You get 3 weeks a year. And I went, "No, I'm not interested." I said, "I don't even know who you are," and they were like offended. They were really offended. And the thing was that then they went and got the manager and it went down to 25,000. What would you say if I said you could have it for 25,000?
No.
And I said, I'll still say no because you were just trying to rip me off for 40 grand.
Yeah.
And then as you walk out, they have someone that looks, I'm not going to say it. Oh, it looks like a Russian porn star at the door. I said it.
What do they look like though? Like,
A Russian porn star.
I don't know what that looks like.
You
But
should
yeah, I'll take.
check
I'm
it-
not going to
check it
Google
out.
it.
A big, tall, thin, very attractive Russian lady who speaks with a very deep accent. And then they offer you one for $750. I wonder what she was offering actually. No, she was offering timeshare for $750. What would you say?
So
I
it
said,
went from
get
40 grand to 750.
Rob's
And-
gone rogue.
Yeah, I have. Because this is still upsetting me all 10, 12 years later. Because all I wanted to do was get back on the bus because I was 30 kilometres from where I started.
That's funny.
So avoid that if you can as well.
Oh, we plan to. Don't worry.
I mean, on the plus side, literally, if you walk around with headphones in and a cap on, and a backpack on, they pretty much just think you're local and they don't even talk to you.
Yeah, just don't wear a like I love New York shirt or something.
No, yeah, don't look like a
Don't
tourist.
wear I Love New York in LA. Would be the
Why? That'd be fun.
yeah, I don't know. They don't actually see eye to eye. Did you notice that?
Oh, I guess
They're
most
very
states are
parochial.
very
Very parochial, aren't
They
they?
believe that they're the best.
Are you going to San Francisco? You're not, are you?
No. Oh no, we're
For
flying
2
in there.
hours.
So
Oh, okay.
I'll like if there's windows and I can see it, I'll be like, hey, cool. But
It's a really cool city, and they're the most parochial that I saw over there. That if you weren't from San Francisco, they let you know.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so and is there anything?
Brett's talking to himself.
Yeah, I know, Brett. This PSG stuff is inspiring. We're talking about the
It
trip that
is.
these boys are making, and now I've lost my train of thought. But what? Yeah. So any card stuff that you're going to do over
Oh,
there?
yeah.
You know?
There's actually a card show in New York.
Yeah, Westchester Thanksgiving card show. We saw that.
It's like the day after we
get
arrive.
there. Yeah,
Oh, really?
So, so we'll be heading in.
We're
there
heading
for sure.
straight there.
Yep.
And so you'll be just remember this bit, right? Wow, the PSG stuff is inspiring.
I know it is.
So when you go there, you'll be taking some PSG slabs.
You know it.
Stan?
I already have them packed.
He's had them packed. So this is the inspiring stuff for BJ. That's all.
Okay.
Because he's made comment about it.
Philly baby.
But it will be interesting to see what the feedback you get on the slabs from over there.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. As far as I know, we've had some pretty good feedback from it over there. So it'll be cool to actually have it.
Yeah, and I
See
guess
it for myself, I guess.
Exactly right. Yeah, and BJ just does mention that they'll be heading down to Philly as well, and hopefully some exciting news for PSG will come out of that trip.
That will
that's
be
for sure.
probably some of the most.
Are they taking you?
Well.
Yeah, are they taking you guys on that
No.
bit? Yeah, probably. Best.
No, it's probably for the best. Yeah,
probably for the
there
best.
it is. Just waiting for him to say that.
So, what are we seeing in cards this week, guys? Anything interesting? What's come through the door?
A lot of AFL and NRL.
A lot of NRL we've seen.
Yeah.
Can't say too much, but I just did post out someone's submission that has a
Raiders.
That's
all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Raiders. We'll just say a
Yep.
Raiders supporter is going to be real happy with his submission when it comes back.
Yep.
And certainly something that he'll be looking forward to. AFL, we've had some really weird stuff too, haven't we?
Oh, there's been some eclectic stuff.
We've got a sticker that came in from the 1980s from Port Adelaide that we're still actually trying to find the details.
Oh, the deets on it, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think it's nice.
I've had a little bit of a lead today on that one, so we'll
Okay.
keep going. What's Adam
nice.
Nelson? What's he saying to us?
Got my eye out on a Beckham and Shearer for you, Chris. Chris isn't here.
Chris
but
isn't here.
We'll let him
Adam.
know.
I mean, it's probably me. They think I'm Chris.
Hey,
I
Oh,
had
it's a
someone
beard.
walk into the office yesterday say, "Hey, Chris," and I'm like,
Oh,
"Ooh."
I call everyone Chris upstairs because
Yeah. I mean,
you got the
someone
names
started
wrong all the
that,
time. Yeah. So now his name's just Chris,
Yeah.
even though it's Reed.
well,
Shout
Chris.
out to Reed.
Yeah, Reed, whose name is not Chris, but I called him there for 6 months not knowing. What's he say at the top there?
G'day, boys. Quickly tuning in to say g'day. Walking into the ODI
Oh,
at Adelaide Oval.
mate.
Oh, nice.
Who?
Adam Elson.
Adam Nelson.
Oh,
So-
sick.
So actually, yeah, that's one thing that we can talk about.
The big race. Oh, BJ and Chris up the stairs where Rocky ran.
Oh,
If you actually do that, you need to film it.
We will get them to do that,
That would be amazing.
That would be so good.
and we'll get it down to the greatest producer in the world, whose name is
Reese.
Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby. We'll send it back to Ruby, and we'll
Yep.
get that put into a video of those two boys giving the Rocky.
Yeah, they have to get some
treatment.
stranger to like film it for him, but
Yeah, the stranger will run off with their phone. But okay, so no, actually, because seeing Adams off to the cricket in Adelaide, we were in Adelaide on the weekend, weren't we?
yeah, Liam.
Not us.
Liam, yeah.
Liam was in Adelaide on the weekend at the South Australia Collectors Show. Now I'm just trying to find. There it is. So amazing turnout. Over 700 people turned up to the show.
Yeah, the photos look
The
amazing.
photos do look amazing.
The place looked packed. It
Yeah.
looked like it was well set out as well from the photos too.
To Stephen and the guys who organised it, a big kudos to them because they've got the same amount of people that went to the Hobby Hangout into a show.
Yeah.
It wasn't jam-packed where you were sweating with a person next to you.
And it wasn't like 4 levels.
And it was just fantastic, and the feedback has just been amazing. Now, I asked for a bit of feedback from the guys, from all the people that attended the show. I went in a chat group with them, and they were saying that soccer cards
Soccer? Oh, really?
exploding. Yeah, that they were selling lots of soccer cards and lots of singles.
Oh.
So I mean
That's
all.
cool.
Well, singles are always good. Like when you actually have a well set out show with great flick trays and like to me, that's one of the most old school favorite parts of any trade night
yeah.
or show I go to is just seeing it all out there. And
That's what I'm
everyone-
looking forward to at the New York one is just like flick trays.
Yeah.
Flick trays rock.
Yeah, man.
They absolutely rock. So
Well, you and Pete used to have dope as like flick trays.
they're all sitting in my garage still.
Are they?
Yeah.
We
I
actually
hope
we
they're
need to
well
bring them in
covered.
and we'll flick through them.
We went through them. Stash and I went through one of them once. Remember?
Yeah. When
We're just looking at the prices, going, "Holy shit!" We were trying to sell that for that, and
Now it's
was
all
like-
triple the
I
price.
think
Oh.
I think you had like a Jerry West auto for like $14.
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
no,
$14 for a
Yeah.
Jerry West
and
auto.
no one bought it.
No one bought it.
Oh, crikey.
No one bought it. So
Oh, straight.
It deserved the crikey.
yeah, so Yeah.
Oh, here we go. BJ, we will be doing it, and he says, Chris says he's the $1.12 favourite.
He will be too. He will be the $1.12 favourite to get halfway up and then roll back down. Yeah, so Adelaide was fantastic. We got a lot of submissions from Adelaide and some absolute ripping cards, and that's where we're seeing a lot of the AFL cards have come from. We're really seeing a huge increase in the amount of the Australian sports cards coming in, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
It's good to see.
Some of the NRL cards they've graded really well. Legend SIGs, we've had more than 110 now.
Yeah.
So they have been really, really good.
Which is cool because they're handled by the players.
Yeah,
These are all they've done really well, not damaging them while they do it.
Which is, I think, why Select had problems last year with their dual auto.
Yeah.
So they had to go through two sets of hands.
Through Optimum.
Yeah, and they did a mirror finish on it.
Later, BJ. He says,
Catch
later,
me.
lads, meeting time.
Meeting time.
Good luck.
Meeting time, also known as the pub. But, so it's good to see those ones coming through. We've had a few of those one-piece cards come through. They've graded well, as well.
They're nice.
Yeah,
I didn't even know what they were. Like,
No,
I'm
'cause they're
not
actually-
a big anime person. But
They're not out yet here in Australia.
No,
So
they were Japanese.
ones,
Yeah.
So,
Blakey Johnson's joined.
Oh,
Blakey Blake.
the shaky
Blakey's
Blakey.
Blakey.
Good
And
to see.
Mance Pants.
oh,
I like that name. That's cool.
pants. So that's been what's coming through the door, which has been exciting. But Adelaide Card Show was fantastic. I was down at Westfield Parramatta handing back the cards that we took in about 6-7 weeks ago.
Yep.
And we had some people that really loved those ones. We had Adam had a guy named Adam had a couple of Roger Federer autos.
Oh, those were
yeah,
nice.
those were
so
amazing.
Nice,
Yeah.
They were really cool, and he was really happy with getting those ones back.
I remember when we did the research and we found them on eBay.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's
they,
like,
weren't, they
what?
weren't cheap.
So
Okay, so what were
It
they
was-
roughly? Do you remember? Just the ballpark figures, because I know what he paid for them.
1,500
Yep.
or
Yeah.
something about that.
So basically,
But that was USD, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he paid around about the $100 AED mark. On
No.
Yep. So because he was so happy, yeah.
Like
he was
recently or
no.
I was
He's
gonna
ha-
say.
he bought them when close to
First
when they
came
came out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
he's a massive Federer fan, and
That's
And they got
Safe
decent
ones.
grades too.
Yeah.
they got very good grades.
Yeah.
I think it was a 9 and an 8.5, and
Yeah.
he was super happy with that. So yeah, down in Sydney we went back and gave those cards. Which
Heard
was
you
really
were on a
exciting.
super yacht.
I was on a super yacht.
If you want to see the video, check out local card shop.
Yeah, probably not. I'm actually going to delete those videos because they were a bit embarrassing.
I'm
No.
gonna download them before you
a
get the
moment in
chance.
history, mate. You got to
Yeah.
keep
It was
that.
great.
It was not great. The highlight being the ordering of chicken at KFC and using the name Roberto, and then forgetting that I told him it was Roberto, and just stood
Stand
there.
there like an idiot.
She's
Yeah.
staring
And
at
then
you
she
going,
looked at me, she
Roberto, Roberto.
She says to me, she goes, "What order are you waiting on?" And I said, "My name's Robert." She goes, "Would it be Roberto?" And I went, she said, "Could you have made a typo?" And I went, "I guess I could." And took my chicken and put it in my backpack and then did a live video.
And forgot it was in your backpack.
No. I was going
Okay.
back to my hotel room, but it was about a 2K walk. It was definitely a different kind of trip. I don't drink. That's the thing, right? And then you're on a super yacht and they're giving you free drinks, and it's like, oh, why not?
And you're watching them play rugby on the water.
on the water, yeah,
like that's kind of cool.
on a pontoon on the water.
Most people would call that living, Barry.
It was the yacht that I was on. The super yacht I was on. They rented out at $2,480 an hour.
So what's the difference between
What?
a super yacht and a yacht?
I've never been on a yacht,
It's
and
much
I'll
larger.
Never, and I'll never go on one because I've been on a super yacht.
You've already started.
I've started at the top. And one thing that also happened that I didn't know at the time. So I'm on the front of the boat, and I was on the phone to Chris, and I'm looking up, and there's this helicopter, and it's like hovering really low, and I'm going, oh, geez, I've had a few drinks, but it's really low. And it's probably about 200 metres away from me, right? And I could hear it, and I'm looking and going, that's really low. So I took a photo of it in the end because it was a helicopter and it was really low. And forgot all about it. Basically thought I've had too many beers. And then 2 nights later, it's on the news that they'd done this emergency training of landing a helicopter on a Manly ferry. So it wasn't the super yacht. They didn't land on the boat I was on. Otherwise, I would have known. But
Well,
Yeah.
maybe,
Maybe.
yeah.
but yeah, so that, geez, some strange things happen when you don't expect them.
And how did you even get on there? Like,
So I got into an Uber and talked to a guy, and he was the marketing. Oh, he was doing selling spots on these super yachts.
In the Uber.
Yeah, pretty much. That'll do it.
So
Mate, I'll tell you, you just got to put yourself out there.
Did you pay or you just got
Yeah, a
invited?
little bit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, not a huge amount.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
though.
So when you're in the States, just be open to that kind of rubbish.
Just
'Cause
hop into people's
Except
Ubers.
timeshares and CDs.
CD out of the question, timeshare out of the question for the rest of it.
Maybe I
Because-
want timeshare.
Because we are going to get content from you guys.
Oh, I'll be filming everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get
That's
a lot
what
of
I do.
content. So,
So, Jeremy Fisher,
Oh, jazz.
old Sky Sports 1
Jeremy
and 2.
Schiffer.
So look, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our submission partners. Let's
Oh,
be
for
honest.
sure.
Amen.
So we're going to give them all a shout out now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on the left, all right? And you say one, and then we'll go through and we'll see if we
Oh,
can-
well, I'll see if we can do it without the
yeah,
thing.
yours is easy.
JCS toys.
JCS Toys. I got Reaper Collectibles.
Gimco.
Gimco. The boys are
Ooh.
Gimco. Yeah.
Kid and play.
Kid and Play. Yeah. I'll go with local card shop.
Oh. Double coverage.
Double coverage. Good Blokes. Double coverage.
Diggers.
Hobby Kingdom in South Australia.
Everson Emporium.
Everson
Ooh.
Emporium.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. The boys in Bazinga. Now I'm getting a little bit stretched for if there's any more. Is there more?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I'm going to leapfrog you and
Go.
come back to you. Mint Collectibles.
Mint collect. Didn't we say Mint?
No.
He's on the thing. Mint.
Yeah.
He's one of the greats. Have you got another one?
I was waiting for you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was wondering.
I just leapfrogged him.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't have any.
Have I missed any?
From there.
Who? I'm trying to think of who we've said though.
You said Kid and Play already. So
Yeah, yeah.
Big Boss.
Big Boss.
Big Boss.
Boss rocks.
Ruby.
We should have really
She's
planned
looking
this.
at the list.
Are you looking at the list?
Ah, dude, that doesn't count.
I was going to the list, so thanks, Ruby, the
So Big
number one
Boss,
producer
I
in the
think
world.
that's everyone.
Is that everyone?
I believe that's everyone.
Yeah, no, that's Kid and Play. So
Give him
yeah,
play,
no.
Tolga.
Yeah,
Give
so
him
there
another
we go.
shout out. So
Or
we've
Hoopster.
we've
he,
had-
goes, he does go under Kid and Play.
we
I
have
mean-
had submissions come from Big Boss lately. We've had submissions come from Mint. We got a submission come through from Everson Emporium. We've got to go and pick up a couple of cards from them. Our local card shop obviously brought them through.
Wait, what's the one on
is
North
never
Lakes?
stopping.
North Lakes.
Reaper.
Reaper. We've just done some cards for Reaper. I'm actually going out to see Des next week. But for our submission partners, how much am I allowed to say? Well, I guess it's my little
I
project.
mean,
so
yeah,
say
last
whatever
time
you
I
want.
checked, you say what
Yeah.
you say.
And
That was
You
fine.
were on a super yacht.
that was 5 minutes ago.
You got to put yourself out there, mate.
Yeah,
That's it,
what
exactly.
are you doing, Rob?
So our submission partners, to all our submission partners that are watching this, we are about to run a promotion which is going to be pretty exciting for us and also for our submission partners. Now, we have this will be coming soon, so keep your eye. And I'm talking about the next week or two. We have been chasing what in here? What do we want to see more than anything in the world?
Platinum.
A Platinum 10. Stash, explain to the people, to the punters out there, because that's what they're going to become.
10.
Platinum 10.
So basically, all subgrades got to be a 10.
So we've had plenty of overall grades of 10.
Correct.
Yeah, just
which is a 10, 10, 10,
0.5 away.
9.5.
Yep.
So we are chasing the Platinum 10. And what we're going to do in conjunction with our submission partners is there's going to be quite a substantial prize to the person whose card comes through as a Platinum 10. And we want to give this away. We really desperately want a Platinum 10. And
It doesn't mean we're just going to give someone a Platinum 10, though.
no. We want to see the Platinum 10.
Oh, yeah, definitely want to see it.
And when we get that Platinum 10, the first person who gets a Platinum 10 through the door here that gets graded is going to win quite a substantial prize that will involve our submission partners.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it'll be a voucher to them of some sort, and it will be quite significant, I can tell you now. So
They will definitely not complain.
no,
They get the first ever Platinum 10,
and
plus they get the
they
bonus.
get to spend some money at one of our submission partners.
Correct. Yeah.
And there's plenty of submission partners out there, and that's why I wanted to go through them all, because we will run it over a period of time.
Yep.
And if you're not the first, there will still be a prize if you are to nail that Platinum 10 within the period of time
For
as
sure.
well. So, our submission partners could benefit greatly from it. But the people that are really going to benefit are the people that send the cards in and get a Platinum 10.
For sure.
So,
It'll be an interesting race.
what do you think? Would it be Dragon Ball? Is Dragon Ball the one that people think would come
Dragon
through?
Ball Super in general seem to be one of the better cards that do grade higher. Majority of them seem to always come out 9, 5s, 10s, but not all.
Yeah.
Not all.
Once
but
again,
A lot of the
depends.
TCG.
Yeah.
yeah,
Pretty good.
the TCG is pretty good. I think the AFL has lifted their game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, blank slates in particular, I've
Yep.
found...
Blank canvas.
Blank canvas.
Sorry.
That's right.
That is
You're-
correct.
You're forgiven. There was no similarity between the blank slate.
Oh, no,
No,
not at all.
sorry.
No.
I don't know why I would ever get that mistaken.
Not at all. But they've been really,
Where's the
really good,
crickets?
haven't they? Yes. And in the NRL, we've seen a variety of different ones from the TLA releases.
Yeah,
Grade
some
up
of them are
really,
pretty
A
good.
really
lot of the legend stuff, whether it's the inserts as well as the autos, seem to be quite a nice
A
set
really
that
good
grade
one.
well. Yeah.
NBA wise, what cards really grade well?
Yeah, there's not much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Well, there's a lot of NBA, but it's so much NBA that it's
Well-
bits and pieces within sets too, isn't it?
Yeah, the thing, Panini, whatever they use to print the cards or roll the cards or cut the cards, just isn't.
I mean,
going to get
ironically,
something.
what I said before, blank slates,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
they,
really good.
they are usually
yeah.
one that goes
But
well.
even hoops seems to,
Some hoops is pretty good,
It's
but
pretty
then
good.
some have the line for
Yeah.
Print, yeah,
the
the
cut
print.
or the print line.
Yeah.
and I think if you get so with Prism, I think you can normally always. They're very easy for the average person to look at the edges and corners and see the results
See,
of the
that's
Prism.
the thing with most NBA cards. You can definitely see edges, corners quite
Yep.
well. Even centering, you'll
Centering,
generally
you
find.
can generally get
Yeah.
the idea when you're looking at the centering.
But it's always surface. It's such a tough one, especially with any chrome finish cards as well,
Yep.
because it hides it quite well.
In some cases, it does.
Yeah,
But if you don't send them in, you'll never know.
correct.
Exactly.
And there are we've still handed out plenty of 10s on NBA cards
Yeah.
as well. So and NFL, we don't see many hockey cards, do we?
No, that's
we've
something
only
we
had a
haven't-
couple, but
yeah.
it hasn't been. Same with baseball. We don't get too many baseball.
When we
but-
get a baseball card in, though, they're usually amazing.
oh yeah, and,
So we
and
have-
it's always like the.
We've had a Trout's
Ohtani
refractor,
and all
an
that.
Otani.
I
Yeah.
feel like we've had
It's always the real good players.
Slight increase in NFL as well.
Yeah,
NFL,
with the
we've
season
definitely
starting.
started to see a few more.
Yeah, that's because the Jets are going so well.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Not me. We opened up. What did we open up the other day here? The Skybox medal
Yeah,
because it came into local
I
card
did.
shop. A shameless plug to the local cardshop.com.au. Wollongabba and Arundel. We opened up we got some of that in blaster form.
you did.
So $120 a blaster, and Chris said, "Well, we're opening up a box," and I went, "Okay, why not?"
We should probably do one now too.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean,
nope.
it'd be rude not
Zero.
to open
Why
some
not?
No.
packs,
Gotta put yourself out there, Rob.
Yeah,
We
come on,
have. We
Rob.
put ourselves out
I'm
there.
just quoting
I
yourself.
tell you
mate.
what, though, some of those cards in there, like, I don't want to. Oh, what was her name? Paige.
Oh, the golf chick.
golf
yeah.
girl. Yeah. Who is the most.
Spraniak?
Yeah, just
Spraniak?
Paige.
Just Paige.
They
Turn that page.
she's got more Twitter followers than any golfer, and I'm not sure.
It's
they're-
understandable.
I'm not sure they're checking out her swing. Tiger Woods is the
Her
second.
swing's pretty good, actually.
It is good. She's a good
Yeah.
golfer. There's nothing
I'm not
wrong
going to
with
say
that.
she tops the Tiger though.
Well, she does in followers by a
Well,
long, long way. But I had her. I got some snowboarder, and that was really cool. That was a green card, and
did you
Naomi
get much
Osaka.
in
Naomi
basketball?
Osaka. No, not a lot.
Nate Robinson.
Nate Robinson. Oh, that
Oh,
was a
there
cool
you
card.
go.
Yeah, he
I
gave
gave
it to me.
I gave it to-
I was like, what? There's Nate Robinson. He's like, you can have it. I was like,
yeah,
I
yeah,
won't say no to that.
yeah. That's Pugz. Pugz is a good fella. I hit a Zach Wilson. That's what reminded me of it.
Yeah, cool.
When we started talking about the Jets, so the hit a Zach Wilson and an awesome Justin Fields.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
actually
Really nice card,
Nice.
Justin Fields. So
King Griffey Jr.
yeah.
We got
Who else? Ben Allen's on there.
Alan.
Hello,
Steve.
Ben. Hello, Ben.
And we got
Um,
Dan Ferrugia and Bryce 187. 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
I wonder if that's why he's got 187 there. Wouldn't surprise me because my email from when I was a teenager, which I still use, is Pugs187
Really?
Yeah.
at Hotmail. So you've
.com.
got to have that Hotmail.
Send your request for autograph photos through to pugs187 at hotmail.com.
Free. Totally free.
Yeah.
Free
I'm not like your
99.
normal rapper.
No. No, you're a special rapper. You're our rapper.
Christmas rapper.
Christmas. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
There you
that's-
go.
Oh,
Got it.
Um,
You know what that needs is a drum roll. So whenever you're announcing something, you're like,
Hey, executive producer Ruby.
we need a drum roll.
We need
on
a
the-
drum
we need
roll.
a drum roll,
One day.
please.
One day. Not right now.
Not whoa. See, she's on it. This
Oh.
is why she's one of the
That's
best.
one of the best.
Yeah.
She wants Chris back in that seat because Chris says she is the best.
Well, to be fair, there's usually another
And then
bloke
he-
out there too
and then he
that does a
plugs
lot of
a-
great things.
He does
Plugs
nothing
her
for us.
Instagram
Oh,
as well.
really?
He does nothing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, that other guy.
Ziggy.
Hope he's not watching.
No, I hope he is watching. He's got to lift his game.
Who is
Ziggy.
it? Who's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. Oops, sorry guys. Golf news. Let's talk about golf for a second, and
Okay.
then I want to talk about soccer for two reasons. But golf, Live Golf has announced an Australian event. I should have worn my Live Golf shirt today.
Is Paige coming?
No, Paige is not at the moment.
That's what they need to do.
Interesting when you talk about Live Golf. Now, how much do you know about Live Golf? Do you know much?
Not a great deal,
No, I don't.
except it's going to allow players to be paid for.
Massive
the-
amounts
yeah,
for just
yeah.
turning up. Yes. So, but Live Golf is being backed by the Saudi government. The Saudi government, I guess, their human rights record in certain areas isn't the greatest, and some of the PGA are trying to use that. But the Saudis are trying to use it to make themselves look good, I guess. So, Live Golf was talking about whether they bring in a women's competition as well
Yeah.
and have them play in the same tournaments as the men. But that's when it all kind of exploded as to the political nature of it, their treatment of females in Saudi is not great. How can we then support that? So that's kind of interesting. But the men are coming to Australia April 21 to 23
Very cool.
in South Australia.
Will you be there?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
Work trip.
Chris and I have already designated a work trip for that one.
Work trip.
So
I think you need a caddy.
If you work at Bazinga, if you're at
Put my
Bazinga
hand up.
or I've gone blank.
Kingdom.
Hobby Kingdom.
Yep.
If you're at Bazinga or Hobby Kingdom, we'll come and visit you during that time, and we'll make that a work trip.
Hey, and even drop off your submissions.
Yeah.
And you can pick them up.
Oh, that's exactly what we'll do.
You say postage.
You could meet the Rob.
The Rob.
The Rob.
Say that really fast. Throb.
We're not
Throbbing.
going there.
Throb.
We're not
the
going.
Rob.
We're not going there anymore. My grandmother watches this podcast.
Hey, Grandma.
She doesn't really, but anyway.
No.
Yeah, so that's really exciting news for Australian sport because it's a massive shot in the arm for the local game, which is needed, I think, for all sports. But the other news, I don't know. Now, do you guys follow the soccer at all?
Not a great deal, I'll be honest.
Just whatever's on the feed.
Okay. So a few years ago, a guy got caught betting on... what he did was he leaked information to a betting agency about a transfer, and he copped a 10-week suspension.
Oh.
Right? 10 weeks for leaking information. How do you reckon this guy's going to go who has just been charged over 232 alleged breaches of betting rules in a 4-year period?
I think it's fairly safe to say he's gone.
Well, if
Where are these guys from? Like, are they part of the?
the English Premier League.
Oh,
So this guy's name is Ivan Toney, and he plays for Brentford. He is currently third on the list of goal scorers in the EPL this year, and he's just been charged on 232.
he's Ivan messed up.
He's Ivan messed up, all right. I'm an Englishman, and has always been my childhood. He missed out on the World Cup team, but so it is alleged that the Brentford forward breached FA rule E8 230 times between.
230 times.
That's a lot of information leaked.
So
Did he put down his own?
we don't
bets
know
and
what
win
it
a lot
is.
of money?
Yeah.
They haven't said what the 232 breaches are, but to be that many, surely that's the kind of thing it is that he's been betting on games.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We've seen it in the AFL this week, where an umpire has been charged for.
Really?
He's been charged with defrauding betting agencies over Brownlow medal votes that he gave in games. So what it seems like.
You're kidding.
You real?
Yeah,
So
so
real?
That's
he's this guy. He won't umpire ever again, obviously.
It's like the
but
old
this
mate
guy,
in NBA.
16 games they've got. Yeah, they did a movie about that, didn't they?
I watched it just recently.
Yeah.
It's
Have
amazing.
you got it on your little? Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
on
I'll
Netflix.
sort it out.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
But yeah, so he had manipulated votes in games. So if the player that they thought was the best player on the ground, somehow he's got the other two umpires to agree to vote for someone else as best player on the ground.
What?
And then when it went to the betting, he's got this outsider up. That's what it
Yeah,
seems
so
like
he
has
knows
happened in this situation.
So
Gambling in sport, like
here's just while you're on that topic.
Yep.
We saw Patrick Cripps this year won the Brownlow.
we're not talking about that.
I'm just curious. No,
It
but
still hurts.
I know, but here's my question.
Yep.
He got the most votes I've ever seen from a losing team as best on ground.
Yeah.
So
From someone who's watched a lot of Australian rules football, he kind of deserved those votes.
Okay.
He's,
Yeah, no, well, that's
he
why
is
I'm
that
asking
good.
you.
He is that good.
Yeah.
Patrick Cripps, I don't think there was a Carlton game involved, so but there was 2 Gold Coast Suns games involved where Tuke Miller could well have gotten votes and didn't. So whether or not that
Which,
would have
truth be told, he was
changed
only
that-
two votes off.
I think he was 3 votes off,
Yeah.
in the end. So whether or not that would have made a difference there, you just don't know. And look, you have no idea.
There wasn't any Lions games involved?
No, there's no Lions games involved,
Okay.
so Lockie Neal. But at the end of the day, thanks for bringing up Patrick Cripps because, he should not have been playing. He should not have even gotten votes in the last round, which would have had Lockie Neal as a dual Brownlow medalist, but who cares? That's over. We're going to 2023 now.
Well, Ben Allen's like, so Lockie Neal got robbed. Rob?
Oh,
Ben Allen, he knows his stuff.
He does.
Ben Allen.
When we talk about Ben Allen here, for Aussie Rules
See you
fans
tomorrow,
out-
mate.
when Aussie Rules fans see the name Ben Allen, it is not the Ben Allen who has been signing cards for Select's latest release. It's a different Ben Allen.
It's
a far younger Irish one.
Yeah, it's old mate Ed Sheeran.
It's Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
It is Ed Sheeran. But gambling in sport, I mean, you talked about the NBA. Was it NBA or college?
It's NBA.
No,
NBA.
Like it was over like years as well,
Yeah.
where he was just doing little bits and pieces, and he was associated with like, I guess you call it the mob or whatever.
Yep.
And then he'd
Sopranos.
he'd make sure the games
Within
were
the
within a
spread.
certain amount
Yeah.
of points.
Yep.
So some he'd lose, but because you can't control
You
it,
can't control all the
that.
time.
If the player's going nuts, oh crap!
Because
It's
at the end
gone
of the
over
day,
10 points.
people that turn around and say, "Oh, this football match was fixed." Like, I've been involved in sports at a very high level. In an officiating point of view, you can't fix a game, right? To fix a game of football, you need to have Aussie rules say you need to have 44 players involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to have
Yeah.
coaches from both sides. You need so many people. You can't do that. But what you can do is you can spot fix.
You can manipulate
or
it a little bit, yeah.
Results. And that's what it seems. How prevalent do you think it is in sport where that kind of stuff happens?
Oh, man.
This is pretty political we're going here.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely out there more than anyone would realise.
Yeah, I reckon it
but-
happens way more than
Yeah,
you think.
but truth be told, if there's a way someone can make money easily within the
There will be
confines
te-
of
there
what
will
they're
be
doing,
people
they will
tempted.
take advantage. Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, in my time, I'm very careful with what I say here, but I've seen it a couple of times. I haven't been involved in it, obviously, because I wasn't at that level.
Yep.
But I know there was some stuff in the 90s that used to happen up in Darwin,
Oh,
where
wow.
all the bookmakers were.
Yeah.
And I know some things happened up there a few times where the Darwin bookies weren't really happy with people because they took them for a few dollars. So it's been going on for ages. I mean, and as Stash, as you said, you put temptation in front of people. You put temptation in front of 1,000 people, one's going to take it.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you have a look at the AFL, there's 1,000 players on AFL, or 700 players on AFL list. You put coaches and administrators and all that in the basket. You got 1,000 people in the AFL. Someone's going to take it if that pressure there.
Perfect example, and you never really know this, but we're looking at an NBA now where players have rest games.
Yeah.
How do you know that hasn't been information put out there well and truly before tip-off?
Why was Mark Waugh and Shane Warne getting phone calls from a bookie? Now, I do believe Warney and Mark Waugh didn't really know what they were doing, but the questions he was asking is, what's the pitch look like? Are any late team changes and things like that?
Oh.
So they weren't asking him to do anything wrong, but these bookies had taken him out for nice dinners and done all the rest
And
of it.
they're
and
asking
made a call.
intimate questions. Yeah.
And I think that probably happens a hell of a lot more where people don't even realise they're being used for the information.
Yeah.
So and I know that's happened in the AFL a couple of times. There's a couple of players that did a few suspensions because they may have told their father that they were playing centre half forward instead of centre half back, and people got on to them for the first goal, things like that, and got on them at 100-1. Say when the team's announced 2 days later, they're named in the forward line and the odds go down to 10-1. And that's what these guys do. They're all about getting the best return on the least risk. So
yeah, there you go.
it would be interesting. Do you remember what that NBA one was called? Maybe I should ask Stash.
I know
He's
it's
our
Donaghy.
movie-
No, it's on Netflix. I can't think off the top of my head what
We'll
it's
work it out
called,
later
but
on.
yeah, I'll find it for you.
All right. So what else is going on? We're going to wrap this one up, I think, very very shortly.
Yeah.
It's called Operation Flagrant Foul.
That's it.
Operation
Yep.
Flagrant blah, 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 blah.
Flubber.
I'm talking fluent Ruby there. Blah, 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 blah. Probably in trouble for that.
You got the look.
I did get the look. And it wasn't, it wasn't the good one. Holy shit, now I lost my train of thought. So what are we looking forward to in the next week in sports-wise?
I'm just looking forward to seeing whether or not Kyrie's back on the court before we get to Brooklyn.
Yep.
Lakers trading LeBron. I'm always looking forward to that. Like, hurry up and do it, please.
He's been wishing for that
12
since the
more
day
months.
he
4
arrived.
years.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you for something non-NBA related, if there's anything, because you two are Mr. and Mrs. NBA. I know, it just came out. You guys are both very NBA focused, but is there anything else you're looking forward to? Are we looking forward to anything over in Qatar? Will you take an interest in that?
Soccer World Cup. It's not far.
I don't overly follow it, but
Yep.
I do like watching it every once in a while.
Yeah, well, if
See
you're going to watch
Italy
it,
flops again or whatever.
yeah, if you're going to watch it, this is the part of the 4-year cycle you
Yeah.
can watch it in. So
Well, I normally start to tune in around quarterfinals, like the group stages.
there are a lot of games in the group stages.
Yeah, too many going on in the group stage. But once it gets to quarters and I know where the field's at, I'll normally tune in.
Now, Ben might be able. I don't know. Ben is big into his soccer and he's into his rugby, but I think we used to have 24 teams at a World Cup. Now we've got 32.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And in 4 years' time, we've got 48.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of teams in the World Cup.
Well, how long's that going to go for? A whole month?
Well, it's in America and I think America and Mexico. USA and Mexico are hosting it.
Yeah,
Do they just play
that's
like
gonna
one
be
game and you're out? Is it
No,
kind of like
heck
No,
no.
NCAA?
group stages,
It'll be
you
group
have to play
stages.
everyone.
So I'm going to guess there'll be 8 groups of 6. That'll make 48.
Yep.
And then that'll set up your quarterfinalists,
Yeah.
or you'll have a round of 16.
Well, yeah,
with
you'd
top
have a
2.
16. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot of games, isn't it?
Yes.
I want
Yes.
but I mean, imagine the money that's being generated from that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it'd be
So
insane.
Why are they doing it?
We just got a delivery off topic, but we just got a delivery for local card shop today, and it was a guy. And as soon as he started talking, I went, "Mate, you're from Brazil." And he goes, "Yeah." So you're looking forward to the Football World Cup? He goes, "Oh," and he went on right, and he loved it because he said it's the atmosphere of the place.
Oh, yeah.
And he was saying Qatar is going to be a real stretch for the spectator at $140 a beer for them to.
Oh, yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
So
I didn't even drink, but still, that's
no, that's right.
silly.
Well, but he was saying that 4 years' time, when it's happening in cities like New York and San Francisco and things like that, he said, it's just going to go off. And he said Brazilians will just travel everywhere
Yeah.
to watch it.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
that's going to be exciting. That's my highlight. By the time we see you next week, Australia will have played France. So we're going to end it on this. Give us a score in the Australia versus France game. And Pugz, who doesn't follow it that closely, France won the last World Cup.
Oh, okay.
So, and Australia are generally considered poo.
Lucky
Okay,
to
well,
make it out.
but-
Australia 3-0.
Excellent. I was just going to say, but the French have got a few injuries and the Aussies are coming.
I would have said Australia 2-1.
2-1. I'm going to say France 2-1, only because I want to be different, but I actually think we can steal a point from the French, being a draw. So I'll go with 1-1 with the French.
Okay.
So let's hope that comes true. We're going to say thank you to Ruby for being the
As
world's
always.
greatest producer.
Yep,
I don't know how to say her last name. Pagrami.
Pengram.
Pagrami, like salami.
Ruby
is what I
Pengram.
was told. So thanks to
Instagram.
Ruby. Thank you to everyone thanks to everyone at PSG. We don't say that very often, but we've got a lot of people that make up the wheels of this place. So and maybe even we should shout out to Rachel this week as our special shout out. She keeps us all organised.
Rach keeps us in line.
Thanks to Brett for not being here. It's been a lot easier. Thanks to Chris for being in the other room.
I'm
and-
not agreeing with that.
No, I am, because you guys are all going with him.
I'm
You
a
have
ring.
to be
I'm a
nice.
ring in. I'm just sitting here for seat filling.
Thanks to Ziggy for having a day off today. Thanks to Jez for doing all the crap jobs that I don't know how to do. And thanks to everyone for watching and listening.
Cheers, guys.
Go platinum.
Go platinum.